My mission is simple, to make you money. I'm here to level the playing field for all investors. There's always a bull market somewhere, and I promise to help you find it. Mad Money starts now.
Hey, I'm Cramer. Welcome to Mad Money. Welcome to Cramerica. Other people make friends. I'm just trying to save you a little money. My job is not just to educate, but I got to teach you about today's like today and give you some context. So call me, 1-800-743-CNBC. We meet Jim Cramer. Look, I was working on my talk for the CNBC Investing Club last night, and it hit me like a bright bulb snapped on in a dark room. The real reason it is so hard for us to game all these tariffs is that the companies now being punished were doing exactly what companies were supposed to do, burrow deep into the host country and become indispensable to them. And for that, their businesses are being ravaged by the President of the United States, who has an agenda that has nothing to do with theirs and is often at very cross purposes to you, the shareholder. That's why the Dow plunged 700 points today. S&P plummeted 2.24%. NASDAQ nosedived 3.07%. Hundreds of billions of dollars were lost today on the same order of tariffs and the great Chinese tariff embargo. Let's think about the travails of one of my all-time favorite companies. Let's think about NVIDIA. Here's a business that makes the best technology product the world has ever seen, run by one of the greatest visionaries of all time, not just our time, Jensen Huang. NVIDIA's advanced chips are the key to everything from agentics and thinking bots to humanoid robots, self-driving cars. Its chips practically sell themselves and are at the heart of the new industrial revolution. Now, this is a company that makes our nation proud. No country wants to be left behind with the Industrial Revolution, particularly one based on AI, right? And no country like China wants to be left behind. For NVIDIA, China's the best kind of customer they could possibly have. I'm sure that China would happily buy huge numbers of chips, and they'd probably buy all the chips. But what NVIDIA didn't know was that it was selling its chips to an enemy nation. I don't blame them for not knowing, because nobody knew. At least nobody who was operating under the rules of either President Biden or the previous president, President Trump. China was very open for business under those two. Sure, in his first term, President Trump was no friend to the People's Republic of China, but he wasn't a rabid hater either. Then again, China did grow more oppositional, although it's not like it was ever a secret that the PRC was an authoritarian dictatorship with global ambitions, sometimes antithetical to that of our own. Both parties now want to contain China. The Biden administration decided to limit some dumbed-down NVIDIA chips, literally ones that were nowhere near as good as the cutting-edge stuff that you could sell here. It was a shocking move, but even NVIDIA's lesser chips were fast enough that China lapped them up. They even found a way to string them together, produce more efficient AI models like DeepSeek. So those sanctions did backfire. At that point, two imperatives burst forward in the new administration. One, the Trump team realized that NVIDIA's dumbed-down H20 chips were way too powerful for a country that's now our serious rival in pretty much everything. If you're putting an effective economic embargo on China, you shouldn't be sending them potato chips, let alone microchips. Second, the Trump team decided that companies like NVIDIA and Apple should move their manufacturing back home and do so pronto, Trump time. But everybody knows that America is a very expensive place to manufacture things. If you want to successfully mass-produce great products at affordable prices, you need to move your manufacturing overseas, to countries with lower wages or countries where the government more or less is subsidizing manufacturing, like China. We practice free market capitalism in this country, and the free market wants you to outsource. If you're a rich, developed country and you try to make this stuff domestically, you end up being like Research in Motion, a.k.a. BlackBerry, the Canadian also-ran smartphone player. But those are the rules now. So NVIDIA commits to producing up to $500 billion AI infrastructure here in the U.S. They already started making Blackwell chips in Arizona. They're going to make supercomputers in Texas. Yes! Now, here's where things get interesting. The president is known for being the most serious practitioner of the art of the deal, correct? You agree with me, right? When we saw that NVIDIA was going to make $500 billion with its computers and so much other stuff here, Wall Street mistakenly believed that there had to be some sort of quid pro quo. NVIDIA would spend big here to increase its domestic manufacturing footprint, and Trump would leave NVIDIA alone elsewhere. NVIDIA never said there was a quid pro quo, though. But how do you do a $500 billion worth of business and not think that you get something out of it? And the answer is you did get something out of it. You get to build in the highest cost country in the world, the one that has few engineers and tough environmental regulations. Doesn't sound like a great deal to me, but it was the only one that seemed to be offered. The same thing happened to Apple. Like so many companies, they realize that if they want to dominate the world, they need to dominate China. So Apple takes advantage of the situation, builds the vast majority of phones over there. Americans get cheap iPhones we all love. Everybody wins. But when tensions rise with China, Apple picks Vietnam to diversify from China, a friendly country, but one that's known also as a transshipper of Chinese goods. At first, it seems fine. Then Trump, too, comes in, and their escape valve even gets hit with a huge tariff. So they got huge business in China. Vietnam, no. It's almost like you can run, but you can't hide. Apple's done so much to create new jobs in this country, but there are not many manufacturing jobs, although they have partnered with other companies to do a lot of manufacturing here. Instead, Apple creates service jobs, especially in software. Millions of them. That's a pillar of our economy. But for whatever reason, nobody in Washington seems to care that much about protecting the all-important service sector. Bizarrely, with this administration, service jobs don't seem to count. So when Trump comes back in and starts talking tariffs, Apple knows it's in a jam. They commit to doing more than $500 billion worth of investments in this country over the next 4 years. Could there be a quid pro quo? Does Apple get anything for that $500 billion? Yes! It gets a real expensive country to do business in with not enough engineers to go around because our country doesn't produce a lot of them. Last night, not long after we thought that NVIDIA could still sell China those H20 chips, we found out that was over too, and it had to take a $5.5 billion charge. For all intents and purposes, NVIDIA may be done with China. If that's the case, Wall Street acted as if they were done with NVIDIA, and its stock got crushed down almost 7%. Apple's got some sort of stay of execution to move out of China. I no longer trust or believe there will be an electronics exception that will give the company anything near a permanent break. The clock is ticking. I don't know if the Trump administration believes in the greatness of Apple any more than they believe in the greatness of NVIDIA. It seems to me nothing to them versus creating a successful Chinese embargo. That's their imperative. It's fine. He's the president, not us. Not only that, I keep getting a feeling that the White House doesn't think either company is a good actor, no matter what they do. Somehow our leaders seem to think that Jensen Huang and Tim Cook do in this country what they do just isn't important. It's the building of the inside of the phone that matters to them. It's like how they don't like the assembly of cars here. They want the engines built here, too. Intellectual property is no more important than any other property. Like boardwalks equal to the Mediterranean. Poor place is boring. If you think this is bad policy, I got some news for you, partner. It doesn't matter what you think or what I think. It only matters what they think. Now, it's starting to dawn on people that there's no immunity from the president's wrath on the issue, just like there's no immunity for any law firm that's ever gotten on his bad side, or any university for that matter, if it's too woke. We don't trade law firms or colleges here. It just doesn't work. I mean, I've tried. But we do trade stocks. And we're recognizing a theme here. When a company decides to do business with China, no amount of tribute to the American economy can make up for it, at least in the eyes of the White House. And don't think that going to Vietnam matters. This isn't 2018. This is 2025. Vietnam's apparently not good enough. It's here or nowhere for these guys. So what happens? The Nasdaq inevitably gets crushed, with the NVIDIA leading the decline because it's been a good supplier to the Chinese. You will hear from others today that it was all about Jay Powell, the Fed chief. They couldn't be more wrong. I mean, honestly, just because the guys on TV don't make them right. The battle to contain China has everyone on edge. A quarter of a point here is meaningless versus this stuff, the real stuff, the stuff that's pile driving everything here. It's not in Chicago with the Fed chief, much as I like that guy. The bottom line, in this new world, any company that outsources their manufacturing is a target. And short of moving everything back to America, which is impossible, there may not be anything they can do to make it up for, including spending $500 billion to try to change the brand new equation, the embargo on China. Robert in Alabama. Robert.
Hey, Jim. Thank you very much for taking my call.
My pleasure, Robert. What's up?
I want to say one thing, and then I've got a question for you. You have single-handedly changed my life. I was like barely getting by 4 years ago when I got involved with this and watching your show and joining the investment club. And last year I bought a house in Florida for $750,000 and paid cash for it, all with the money that you helped me make.
Smoking. Thank you.
Holy
thank cow.
You.
Thank you for telling me that, because, I get up at 3:30 in the morning and I'm thinking, what the heck am I doing here? I know what I'm doing here. I'm praying for Robert. I'm praying for Robert, Alabama, buy a cash house. Makes me a winner.
I think you changed a lot of people's lives for the better, for sure.
Well, sweet home Alabama here. Let's make some money again.
Okay. My question is, do you think AMD is, with it going down like it did today, like everything else did, do you think that is reasonable for just a short-term trade?
No. I think the word of Lisa Sue, but we're going to try to limit, as I said in the club, we are going to try to limit our exposure to what I regard as being a charnel house, a semiconductor charnel house. Not unlike the Guernica painting I like at the Modern Museum. It's really terrific. All right, anyway, thank you for those kind comments. Holy cow. See, I told you I was a good guy. Looking at the staff, you know. Look, I think it's starting to dawn on people that no one is immune from the president's trade agenda, including companies that like NVIDIA and Apple. That's okay. It's the great China trade embargo. I mean, Money Tonight, after post-earnings pop from Prologis today, I got the CEO to hear how the logistics industry is shaken by these tariff headlines. 4% yield here, by the way. Then how are companies supposed to give guidance when faced with an uncertain market? I'm running through the latest comments from United Airlines after last night's report. Those guys are doing well. And later, where do small businesses stand after today's sell-off and the latest tariff turbulence? I got the CEO of HR payroll company Paychex, which is now with Paycor, to learn more. So stay with Cramer.
Don't miss a second of Mad Money. Follow @Jim Cramer on X. Have a question? Tweet Cramer. #MadMentions. Send Jim an email to madmoney@cnbc.com or give us a call at 1-800-743-CNBC. Miss something? Head to madmoney.cnbc.com.